assurance, rapture, and pleasure. This was a realm of less physical attachment. It is dominated by the water form, a transition from the more physical realms. Physical form in the form realms is not comparable to human form. Devas in this realm are best compared with water and radiance, but cannot be described in terms of human form.
The next realm into which I was reborn was that of the Subharkritsna. This was the realm of immense beauty. All of the beings existing here radiated a beautiful light that fills the realm with warmth. Everywhere there was a feeling of quiet joy, as the Devas had forsaken the desires of the lower realms and had thus escaped the suffering that plagued the lesser Devas. The beings of this realm also expressed the virtues of faith, learning, munificence, and wisdom. However, Devas here still possessed a sense of self, and their perception and consciousness still prevented them from realizing nirvana and escaping from the karma circle in which we were all locked. All of us Devas in this realm were incredibly long-lived, the most venerable of which achieved an age of 64 Mahakalpas, the longest possible lifetime before these realms and those lower than it were devastated by wind during the multi-billion-year cosmic cycle. After living my full life in this realm, I again found myself being judged and reborn into another plane. Once more reborn, I found myself in the realm of the Bharatvala. The Devas here were characterized by their equanimity, their calmness, stability, and composure, putting them closer to the Buddha's ideal than any denizen of a lower dominion. The most advanced Devas of this realm were able to exist in a state of pure non-perception for limited amounts of time, which allowed them to temporarily avoid the perils associated with this aggregate. As this realm was high enough to avoid destructions from fire, water, and wind as part of the cosmic cycle, the lifespans of the beings that inhabited it increased dramatically. Many Devas of this realm lived for more than 10 times as long as the Devas of the Subharkritsna. Even still, eventually death catches up with all beings still constrained to the karma cycle, as I was, and I once more found myself absorbed into the dark whirlwind of death that awaits us.
Upon my next rebirth, I immediately knew that something was different. My continual increase in cosmic status had finally enabled me to attain a rebirth into the realms of the Sudavasa, the pure abodes. Here existed only Devas who were true protectors of Buddhism, beings who had traversed far along the path to enlightenment. So advanced were the Devas of the pure abodes that it was impossible for them to gain enough negative karma to be reborn into a lower realm. They would continue to exist and be reborn into the Sudavasa until they had achieved the steps necessary to realize nirvana. The Devas of this realm were tasked with predicting the arrival of the Buddha within the human realms, whereupon they would assume a lesser form to travel to Earth and reveal the signs of the future Buddha's coming. Devas of the pure abodes also ensured that the Bodhisattvas were reborn in such a way as to continue aiding other Buddhists to achieve enlightenment. When the current Deva king of the world of the 33 Devas, Sakha, dies, he will be reborn into this realm. Mahasavada, the Deva who was the ruler and protector of the cycle of death and rebirth, lived in the pure abodes, from which he ensured that the karma cycle continued to turn. As the highest of the physical Deva realms, the pure abodes escaped all destruction from the cosmic cycle. But life here was still limited, and after an existence stretching up to 4,000 times the length of the cosmic cycle, I again found myself at the mercy of the karma circle.
Finally, I was reincarnated into the formless realms, the highest level of the karma circle. Here I had no physical body, no shape or form around which to define my being. Instead, I existed as a being of pure consciousness. My perception of the formless void that constituted the realm around me was extremely limited. In fact, often it was non-existent. I existed wholly within my own mind, constantly engrossed in meditation on the topic of my own non-existence and that of the amorphous space that surrounded me. My limited perception kept me from interacting with, or even being aware of, any of the devil realms beneath me, realms that had no knowledge of either my compatriots or myself in the formless realms. One of the companion consciousnesses that existed alongside me in this void was in fact the reborn quintessence of the Udraka Ramputra, who had been one of the Buddha's two teachers.